Welcome back, JAGs. I'm Annika Vasquez. This week, we have information on course selections. We'll catch up with counselors Lisa Williams to discuss nicotine addiction, and we'll see a preview on this year's musical, Matilda. This is JAG TV.
As we near the opening of the course selection window, it is important to have a good idea of what to expect from the process, as well as what classes are right for you.
January 16th through the 26th of February, counselors will be going into classrooms and speaking and meeting with students individually so that they know what the students' interests are. And the goal of all of those meetings is to make sure that you're moving forward every year to complete and meet the graduation requirements.
Once the course selection window arrives, the counselors will be meeting one-on-one with students to talk about your classes.
Counselors will automatically be meeting with all of our 9th, 10th, and 11th graders after the course fair. So we'll have a week that we meet with 9th grade, that week in January, then the last week in January we meet with 10th grade, and the following week we'll meet with students in 11th grade. So all students should be able to have a conference with their counselor before course selections are due.
Basically, the counselors will look over things with you and determine what you still need. So you need 2 years of a language, you need a fine arts elective, you need to complete health, so it just depends on each student's grad requirements.
And of course, this is an opportunity to choose from a wide variety of AP and honors courses that offer a GPA multiplier.
They can go into any AP class and on-ramps class. If you want to go into a dual credit class, though, you have to take a test called the TSI and score high enough to be put into that class based on the requirements of the SAC college.
They need to be prepared for the extra rigor and the time, and really knowing that they have to do a lot of more independent study and then going into class and being prepared for instruction.
Although the course selection process is very organized, some students will still have questions.
What electives to pick for certain endorsements, to get all your credits? Like what level do you think you should be comfortable with taking an honors class, or when you can drop?
You know, I'm kind of fine with it. I feel like, why not, like, we just, if people like want to do a sport, like, why not they all just have like one athletic period?
So many options, don't know what the codes for every option. I just don't really like that. I feel like if they could simplify it, it'd be so much better.
There is a lot more to course selection than this. For more specific information, scan the QR code to schedule a meeting with your counselor. For JAG TV, this is Keegan Mitchell reporting.
While the state has focused on disciplining students caught with vaping devices on campus, there's another issue that needs to be addressed as well: addiction. Naima visited with mental wellness counselor Lisa Williams for more.
While the state was quick to enact a law that would penalize the possession of any vaping device on campus with alternative placement, there is still the issue of nicotine addiction. That's where counselor Lisa Williams steps in.
Well, the nicotine itself has chemicals that react to your body, and once that need is satisfied, it makes you feel well, but it also, once it wears off, it makes you want it more.
While the popular belief had been that vaping was a better alternative to smoking, it's not the case anymore, with vaping contributing just as much respiratory issues.
The industry lied to us. They said when vaping came out and that nicotine was better, or a better solution than cigarettes, but we know now that if you vape, one tank may be like smoking 4 cigarettes.
And of course, much has been made about the method of advertising targeted towards a teen consumer. According to Williams, the effects of nicotine addiction don't just stop at physical ailments. The
grades will have a tendency to go down, and of course it will affect your lungs. Eventually, after a length of time, it affects the people who care about you, because no one wants to see their loved one addicted to anything.
But nicotine addiction can be helped most of the time, the same as any other addiction, with skills and coping techniques and the support of others.
But you could get that better with talking to a counselor, talking to a friend, talking to someone you trust, using positive self-talk.
For students who are currently battling their own nicotine addiction or want to make a change, Williams says her door is always open. Reporting for JAG TV, this has been Naima Carey.
Thank you, Naima. From Future Jags visiting to an update about food delivery on campus, here's what's happening this week.
Last Wednesday, Future Jags from Tex Hill and Tejada Middle Schools visited campus to see what high school is all about. The front office is warning that food delivered to campus can result in some pretty serious consequences. Food cannot be delivered to campus by any delivery service like Uber Eats or DoorDash. It can only be dropped off at the Welcome Center by a parent or guardian. If food is delivered during the day and they have a delivery person trying to meet a student on campus, that student can receive 1 day of ISS and lose their exam exemptions for the semester. And if you haven't been on social media recently, there's a new account that's all about promoting student-run concerts. We talked with Eric Smith, the main person in charge, about their purpose for this account.
The Instagram account for Student Run is created so we can promote the concert for next year. We had Into the 80s last year. We didn't do a lot of promotion online. It was just kind of flyers and stuff. We want to focus more on online promotion, stuff like that.
In the future, they hope to build more of a following and continue promoting future student-run concerts. And once they graduate, the account will be passed on to new people. And that's all for this week. For JAG TV, this is Rebecca Sabin.
You can follow this account on TikTok at JHS Student Run 8 and on Instagram at JHS Student Run for more updates on student-led concerts at Johnson. Also, tomorrow, January 19th, Dr. Roger Barnes from the Holocaust Memorial Museum of San Antonio will be in the library NPR room presenting to any interested student or staff member that sign up to attend. These presentations will be happening the first 30 minutes of every lunch. The deadline to sign up at the library is today if spots are available. It may be a new year, but some things never change. With recaps from the first action of 2024, here's Jordan with Jag Sports.
What's up, Jags? Welcome back to Jag Sports. This week we recap results from out-of-town action for soccer. We highlight basketball as their season kicks into high gear with round 2 of district play, and we'll preview baseball season with D1 commits Tyler Walton and Chad Pantuso. This is Jag Sports. First up on the pitch, the Jags competed in tournaments this past weekend. The girls were in the NEISD Showcase and the guys were in the Lake Travis Tourney. The girls took on Bernie Champion and Harlan and won both those games convincingly, but suffered a tough loss to Red Oak, 2-1. The guys fell in the Lake Travis Tourney to Strike Jesuit and Flower Mound Marcus. The guys and girls will be back in action tomorrow night in a doubleheader at Blossom against Churchill. The girls play at 5 and the guys follow at 7. Up next, Jag Hoops is in the home stretch of the regular season as they gear up for the second round of district play. Both teams took on Madison last weekend and earned big-time wins. The girls were victorious 62-44, and the guys took home a win 73-54. Both teams take on Churchill this weekend at Littleton. The girls play Friday night at 6:30, and the guys face the Chargers at 1 on Saturday. With the NFL playoffs officially underway, we bring you this wild prediction of who one student thinks will be raising the Lombardi Trophy next month.
Right now, I got the Ravens winning, and in the Super Bowl, I got the Ravens versus the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? Lamar Jackson is the greatest quarterback of all time. Greatest. He does it all. He can run, throw, he can truck, juke. He can do anything. He's my king. I swear to God. He reminds me of Zeke.
Well, whether Lamar wins the Super Bowl is to be seen, but what we do know for sure is it's not the Cowboys' year.
One catch on 4 targets. 2nd and 2 here, though. Here's Prescott over the middle. It's going to be picked off, and no one in front of him. Darnell Savage. Touchdown.
And last, but certainly not least, baseball season will begin in less than a month. And after a season ended last year with a postseason loss to Westlake in the 5th round, the now senior loaded squad is back and ready to avenge that heartbreak and potentially play for a state championship. UT signee Tyler Walton and A&M Corpus Christi signee Chad Pantuso have more on what lies ahead on the diamond.
I mean, we got a ton of great athletes. We got a ton of great players. We're gonna give it our all every game. We're gonna go out there and we're gonna compete all the time, and it'll be something that'll be cool to watch. And we got a lot of great players.
I mean, this year all we're expecting is a state championship. We're not going for anything less, you know. That's been the It's been the goal since day one, so that's what we plan to do this year.
This season, I mean, Coach Gazelle and all the coaches have a message. It's called 4 more, so that's our goal, is to win 4 more games so we can win the state championship, and that's our goal.
That's all for this week, Jags. See you next time with more Jag action.
Johnson choir and theater students have been hard at work prepping and rehearsing since December for this year's musical, Matilda.
The new semester means it's time for theater to stage their spring musical. This year, they will be bringing fan favorite Matilda to campus.
So far, we're just working on our singing rehearsals. So our process is that we start doing singing rehearsals for about a month, and then we move on to choreography, and then we move on to blocking and lines. So right now, we're just doing our songs.
With over 100 people in the cast and crew and less than 2 months to prepare, it's a large undertaking and rehearsals are no small task.
It's a very large endeavor. The set is really large. We have to costume all these people, and a lot of people have more than one costume.
Such a large number of people can be difficult, but it's nothing we can't handle.
And not only is the show entertaining, it teaches an important lesson for all ages.
People should come see Matilda because it has a good message of empowering the youth and valuing learning and education.
Based on the novel of the same name by Roald Dahl, Matilda is a show about a little girl trying to make her own way in life.
She's not in a good environment to help her thrive. Her parents are against her and her teachers aren't helping her. So it's about her forming her own path, and it's sort of about self-empowerment and standing up for things despite obstacles that are in your way.
Not only is it just about a girl though, Matilda is about a girl harnessing her newfound magic powers, which technicians have been working hard on bringing to life along with other aspects of the show.
I'm really excited about the magical aspects of Matilda, about making things happen magically. I think that's going to be a challenge, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun to work out and to kind of figure out and be creative.
After the success of last year's musical Mamma Mia, students are looking forward to putting on another show of this scale and are hard at work getting ready for the opening night on January 4th through the 27th.
People should come see Matilda because, well, first off, it's good for the whole family, so everybody will enjoy it. The kids, parents. It's really silly, it's funny. There's really good dance numbers and songs, and overall it's just a good time.
For JAG TV, this is Layla Martinez.
Matilda will take place in the auditorium, and tickets can be purchased at johnsontheater.com starting at $15 and at the doors unless the shows are sold out. The campus fine arts programs are once again spending hours in rehearsal as these groups seek to outrank all others this quarter. Lawson and Mickey have more from the Fine Arts Hall.
Now that it's the second semester, groups that once took the field on Friday nights are getting ready for contest season, including UIL competitions.
Competition season, it's really all about practicing and trying to get to know your music really well, and also trying to balance everything with your schedule, school, and band. So it's pretty much just also balancing.
For band members, practicing consistently is how students get ready for this part of the season.
I often strive to do once a day, and if I miss it, I strive to do it longer the next day if I missed it. And a good time, I would say, is probably a good hour of practicing on your music just to get better at it, and in general over everything.
I practice a lot every day.
No, don't lie.
Bro,
he doesn't practice.
Enough. He doesn't practice enough. I don't practice enough.
The cheer squads also recently returned from their UIL competition in Fort Worth, where they placed 4th out of 67 teams from around the state. Orchestra will compete in UIL concert as well as solo and ensemble in February. Students and full orchestra have already been participating in weekly rehearsals to be ready for the season. For JAG TV, this is Mickey Hutchings reporting.
Updates and results are regularly included in the campus announcements emailed from Mr. Comalander each week or included in the campus website. For more updates before our next show, be sure to follow us on Instagram at JAG Student Media or on our YouTube at JAG TV. That's all for this week. See you next time, JAGs.